would be curious, like it was before you were there, but like the growth of TravisMathew during COVID, I imagine it skyrocketed. Yeah.
Yeah, and they talk a lot about it, how it skyrocketed and, trying to meet demand.
Did it dip after, or were they able to stabilize and maintain?
Definitely able to stabilize and maintain. And, and at the end of the day, we sell luxury goods, right?
Yeah.
And so the economy always is a concern for us. So we always kind of keep an eye on it. But our group is so financially strong and smart, and they're always thinking about it. And,
I think you and I talked about this a little bit. Yeah.
And they were on it. Boom, boom, boom. And they, after a while, they said, why are you asking us some of these questions? I said, you have no idea. Some of these other brands, we're all going in on this channel. And I'm like, oh, that's scary.
Shade isn't a place you hide. It's where you pause, where you think, where real work happens. Quietly, creatively, and authentically. No slides, no filters. Just candid conversation about a story worth telling. It's not about villains. This is where brand builders, creatives, and storytellers come to share the stories they usually don't tell in pitch decks or press releases. It's about the people who work behind the scenes, challenge the obvious, bend the rules, or build unforgettable brands. This is
Shady Characters.
So today on Shady Characters, we've got Christian Scott, longtime friend. He's the global director of sports marketing at TravisMathew. Christian, thank you for coming on with us.
One word, one T, no S.
One word, one
TravisMathew,
no S.
Yeah. I actually love one of the content pieces that you guys have done. Are you calling it the Olympics at the office? What is it? Is it called the Olympics, or you're calling it the Gauntlet? That's what it is. Have you seen this?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
So their office, if you haven't been there, is in Huntington Beach. They've got all the cool ish out there, and there's like
it's the old Quicksilver office, right?
It's where Quicksilver was actually founded. Yeah. And then they took the building behind us before they left.
Yep.
So And then the warehouse, we actually moved to Dallas, the Texas area, and we turned it into, there's some storage, but we call it the Sevens Club. So it is our area to either do meetings or hold parties or things like that. So we have a ping pong table, we have a putting green, we have simulators, and then we pool table, and then in the back we have a basketball court.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys buy a golf course or in Huntington?
No, not exactly. So the founder, Travis, was at a golf course, and then called Seacliff, started this brand, and then when he was done, went back and bought that golf course.
Gotcha.
Okay. And now it's called the Huntington Club. So
super cool. Okay.
Which is, I'm like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah,
That's kind of goals. Yeah.
As soon as I'm done, I'm buying a golf course.
There you go. But the Gauntlet is, and you've probably had a lot of athletes come through this now, but it's a timed event with activities you have to do. There's 7 or 8 different things you got to do, but it also requires running between them, and they do a one take shot. So you got to go through. You got to do something with the pool table. You got to do something with the ping pong, something with the basketball, et cetera, and then they time it, and they make people feel terrible about themselves if they're not as good as someone like an Austin Reaves, right?
Well, it's funny because we've done them all in sort of separate events, and then all of a sudden we said, well, let's put it all together. And I have no credit for this. Our social guys did that, and so it starts with beer pong. Got to hit a 5-foot putt.
Yeah. Got
to hit it on the green at Pebble Beach on the simulator.
Yep.
Very easy golf shot, and then you have to hit a free throw. And, of course, there's always one guy that's like, boom, 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 done. And it's like, so.
And then there's me that comes in on my 60th free throw. Come on, just make it already.
Turn the camera off.
Well, it's funny, the free throw isn't as bad as you would think. Most people are pretty good at that.
I used to win free throw contests when I was a kid, and now I couldn't sink one.
Granny shot.
Yeah.
That was his specialty.
Hey, it worked for Rick Barry. Yeah.
It was a real shot.
We had it. Walker Lyons of USC, he's a tight end from USC, came through the whole thing. The only thing he was nervous about was the pull shot. And literally, the 8 ball is like an inch from the hole. You just got to touch it. It was just in his head, probably.
Yeah. Has TravisMathew afforded you the creative license now that you've been there for a while to get to do some of this fun stuff? Or is that something that this brand has celebrated in kind of its entirety?
Yeah, it's a good question. For me, coming into a brand that was great reputations, always done well, I kind of thought, well, this is how they do it. Right?
Yeah.
And I kind of came in with the athletes, and I was throwing out ideas. I'd love to do this, I'd love to do that, but I'm not really sure. And they're like, go do what you want to do, They're very open. And obviously, we have a process, and there's things that we want to do. But with the athletes themselves, when we launched Austin Reaves, we went up to L.A., we went to a pickup basketball court. A bunch of guys were playing. I say, hey, would you mind just give us 10 minutes? They're like, sure, I don't care. And he chipped in from the 3-point line on the first try.
Fun. Yeah.
Nailed it, turned around. I go, okay, that's a wrap. Let's go. And
Okay, you guys can play again.
They took a photo with them, and that was it. You know, and it was just we're just trying to be creative versus going through the process of things. You need
Sure.
to do your campaign shoots and get all your stuff like that. And then you need to do that down raw content that people love, that it's a gauntlet. It's,
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
kind of
shipping
fun
out.
doing that square peg round hole stuff,
Yeah.
like the unexpected. I remember even at Oakley, we were trying to pair like Dog the Bounty Hunter with Eric Costin and
Yeah.
doing just weird things that don't go
The
together.
weirder the better, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing for me is if as long as you're sort of true and authentic to who the person is, after that you have a lot of creative license.
Yeah.
Let's go have some fun.
But in general, this is my outside perspective as not an expert in this space, but golf historically has been not been the most creative space, right? And I think there has been this resurgence or this surge of creativity and excitement and bringing the game down younger and whatnot. And TravisMathew is probably at kind of the forefront of being able to explore what some of those collaborations like with cross training athletes and getting to do some of this more exciting content that historically wouldn't have been received well.
No, you're exactly right. When we were young, it was stuffy, it was
Yeah.
country club, it was silk shirts,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
It was very polished.
Very. And TravisMathew came in years ago and
Mm-hmm.
they said, no, we're going to mix this up. And to me, from outside until I joined the company, it's like they were already doing what's happening today.
Yeah.
So when you have people today.
Yeah, now
coming
there's a
in-
lot of brands, right?
Lot of
Trying to
brands.
follow the
Yeah.
format or the foundation that TravisMathew set in place,
Absolutely.
15
Yeah,
years
when,
ago
when
or
did
more?
that company start with?
2007.
Yeah.
So it's been
so it's almost
Yeah.
20
We're
years.
coming up on 18 here.
Yeah.
Yep. And the thing that I said was, we've already been doing what everybody else is trying to do right
Uh-huh.
now. Let's just lean into it and do it our way. Obviously, we don't want to compete with brands that are taking streetwear and turning it into golf. We want to do it the way we've always done it.
Yeah.
So that creative license there allows us to really push beyond a traditional golf. And that's why people love the brand. And so if we're ever fading away from that, we just got to remember, hey, this is where we begun. This is what's made us different and separate ourselves from the rest of the competition.
I think you see, and it worked. It worked for you guys, but it didn't. You saw brands like Volcom trying to be like surf brands that were like, we're going to be the surfers golf wear, and it really backfired on them. And I think because they didn't have any authority to be there.
Yeah, I think timing has a lot to do with it, right? A lot of these
maybe, yeah.
golfers, a lot of these, a lot of the surfers, the skateboarders, like they're growing up and golfing, right?
Yeah.
To be
Yeah,
frank,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you talk about Costin, Malta,
Costin and Malta, those guys are out there all the
Tebow,
time.
all these guys are all of a sudden golfing all the time.
Yeah.
That gives creative license to all these other brands to kind of lean in and do it. And the same in the surf world. A lot of these guys are surfing, and then next thing you know, they're golfing. And we have Josh Kerr on our team, and he's been golfing a ton. He golfs with his daughter Sierra. So it's definitely been a timing thing. I think Volcom might have been a little early.
But I think that even still, if they tried it now, it's like people would rather do a TravisMathew or a Malbon and
Yeah.
brands that I think are a little more rooted in the sport.
Well, for us, I think it's expected.
Yeah.
People don't
Yeah.
see us as just country clubs, or we could be on a par 3.
You guys always had an irreverence to you, from the
Yeah,
beginning.
so
it
we're able
was
to
cool.
lean into that a little more than someone else. Yeah, traditional golf, trying to do that just wouldn't work.
Did you find your stride like when you got your first PGA golfer, or do you think that like getting onto the tour really helped bring notoriety? Like when do you think that real breaking point was?
That's a good question. So I'm only here for 2 years. They kind of started through the PGA. So the founders, there was definitely a connection there. I think it started though as we started to branch out outside of what people thought of traditional golf. We brought on Reggie Bush, 2023, and
He had like a full collection and everything. Right?
yeah, in 24 we launched a collection. He got his Heisman back. It definitely kind of brought it up. I think
Yeah.
a lot of it is the product, the way we went after collections really sort of elevated them. And then to the next level is when we started bringing on the Austin Reaves, the Josh Kerrs, the Reggie Bush. So it's like, oh, these are people that we know for other things playing golf in this product. It gives us a good balance on course, off course. So it was able to kind of lean into it. So I feel like it was just laddering up from there.
So you've obviously had a love of sport for a long time, and coming to TravisMathew, you've really dove in head first into sports marketing specifically. But you've worked at a lot of brands that play in a lot of sandboxes sport wise. How easy is it for you to kind of transition from what I've got to assume, because I know you played college basketball, started as a love of basketball by and large, and now you're applying it. I know we've met up when you've been working for skate brands, or you've been working for Oakley, or now you're working for a golf brand. What is the constant for you, and how do you apply a love of sport to whatever the sports are that now you're kind of responsible for?
Yeah, I love sports of all kinds,
Yep.
first off, and it's the competition
Yep.
of it, it's the effort, it's everything that goes into it that you don't see on that Saturday or Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
What I love most is being creative with them. How do we take that and do something a little bit different? So yes, when I was at Nike, like Nike commercials, I could be at my computer or the TV behind me, and my head will pop up like, oh, that's a Nike commercial.
Yeah.
You just know right away.
Yeah.
And so, everybody prides that brand on things like that. So every other brand is trying to do something similar. And when I watch a game or I watch a race or something, the whole time I'm thinking, well, what if we did this? And what if we did that? Or I can get to that guy, or I can get to that girl.
Yeah.
And so I'm always sort of thinking creatively on how we can do that, because what you see on TV and stuff, it's always going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And so what can you do differently so that people see off? And it could be behind the scenes. It could be a interesting social post, but just how do you take that all together and just really kind of build brands behind that? And it just is, I don't know, it's something I love, and it's one thing I can never turn off.
Yeah.
I go on vacation, I start thinking about it again, and it's not a bad thing. I just really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like is it a formula that you think has worked across multiple sports, multiple brands, or do you have to kind of approach and restart with each new role?
I think for me, I'm always trying to be a little left of center, right? So when we launched Akshay, so we have Akshay Bhatia on PGA. We signed him in 2024, and we were going through the creative, and we're doing this kind of fun, tongue-in-cheek type thing, and our creative team, he was like, well, maybe we should bring it here. And I said, hey, look, all these brands are going to bring on a new golfer, and you know what it's going to be? It's going to be early morning. There's going to be dew rising off the grass. It's going to be slow motion.
It's going to be very beautiful, slow-mo.
I love it.
Yeah.
But everybody does it.
Yeah.
Let's do something that everybody doesn't do.
Yeah.
And so, for him, we had him tending to his garden as he's going to play the Masters, and we had all these we were leaning way differently to where this traditional golf, we're not traditional, so let's try to be a little different.
TravisMathew is one of the few brands in golf that probably has earned the right to do that, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
What other brands that stand out to you? Because I think that you're a student of sport brands in general. Are there other brands out there that you recognize as like doing really well in this right now, or stand out to you as like, these guys are making very cool content. They are doing something unique?
Yeah, I think the big brand, and from the big brands at least, I think that like a New Balance is doing well.
Yeah.
Their spots are pretty cool, yeah.
They're cool, but
Yeah.
they're still traditional. I mean,
Yeah.
they have to. They're competing with those kind of that world. But when they're able to bring athletes from across all different lifestyles and aspects, and then cut it all into one, I think they do a good job. I think
Did you know that
great
they shipped that set all over?
Oh, did they?
They actually took that set to the athletes rather than bringing the athletes to the set.
So smart, right?
So it's like it's kind of cool in that sense that they had a whole different approach to how they were going to capture all of that.
Absolutely. I think also the things I like are the young and up and coming running brands. Right now,
Okay.
I think the Bandits of the world and people like that just coming out and really taking what traditionally is not the coolest sport,
Sure.
running, and bringing it to a point to where you're like, wow, these guys are on the radar for a lot of different brands. So I just like people that take sort of that piece of it and then do their own spin, and then really take it to the next level.
I know Evan's dying to ask you, what are your thoughts on pickleball?
First off, before you tell us what you honestly think, let me give you the hard sell on why it's amazing. No.
It's fun. We get hit up by pickleball all the time. People love it. Hey, we wear your stuff all the time, and it's just, we haven't gotten too far into it. It's just one of those, there's so much for us to still get after. That's just not an area that we haven't gone after. But again, the rise of these brands and these sports, like, it's great. It's like more people
think
playing.
every other sport has like a target, where pickleball, there is no target. It's a 13-year-old kid to a 90-year-old guy.
And they all beat me.
It's fat people, it's skinny people, it's like fit people.
Yeah.
Like there is no like actual person. Yeah,
It's like the sport for everyone.
It is. It's the most
And why,
bizarre
there's nothing wrong with that.
phenomenon.
It's great.
Yeah.
It is bizarre. But, it's interesting. COVID certainly changed a lot of things, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, everybody's playing pickleball.
For sure. I mean, golf is another one, right?
Yeah.
Golf
Golf is the
cycling
same.
went huge for a bit. You know, there's those things that were outside that were social distanced that allowed that all just exploded because people still wanted to do stuff.
Right.
You just were more limited in what you could do and where you could do it. Right.
Yeah.
But
it was interesting how that kind of mountain bike, and it's
Yeah.
it was used to be so crowded on the trails now. You know.
yeah.
Yeah, I would be curious. Like it was before you were there, but like the growth of TravisMathew during COVID, I imagine it skyrocketed. Yeah.
Yeah, they talk a lot about it, how it skyrocketed, and trying
Did
to
it-
meet demand.
Did it dip after, or were they able to stabilize and maintain, or
No,
like what did it look like?
Definitely able to stabilize and maintain, and and at the end of the day, we sell luxury goods, right?
Yeah.
And so the economy always is a concern for us, and we always kind of keep an eye on it. But our group is so financially strong and smart, and they're always thinking about it. And that was one of the things when I interviewed. I had all kinds of financial questions. You do this, where you distribute.
I think
all this
you
kind
and
of
I
stuff.
talked about this a little bit. Yeah.
And they were on it, boom, boom, boom. And they, after a while, they said, "Why are you asking us some of these questions?" I said, "Man, you have no idea. Some of these other brands,
Yeah.
we're all going in on this channel." And I'm like, "Oh, that's scary."
Yeah.
I would like to have a job tomorrow, so may I interject?
Yeah, and they have been so good. They're hey, this is what we're going to do here. This is where we're going to work here. And I mean, it's been great. So I'm blessed to be with a brand that does that, and really thinks about what the future is going to be about.
You have been playing some like average courses lately, and I've been following semi-jealously on social media. What are some of the ones that stand out that you've been able to play now as like?
As a mediocre golfer, of course.
And that is a true statement. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not that great at golf." I'm not that great at golf. Right? I'm not trying to say it.
I always joke. I tell people, I'm the guy you invite because someone has to get high score.
Yeah, I'm here for fun, right? I'm here. No, a good friend of mine, Chris, and I, we were over in Scotland doing work, and so I said, "Hey, let's spend the weekend in Dublin," and that was the best. We played Royal Dublin, and we played Jameson Golf Links, 2 courses I have no business being on. Right?
Roughly how old are these courses?
Is Jameson tied?
These have been around since the birth of
1800s?
golf.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
like
yeah, totally.
Is Jameson tied to the whiskey?
Yeah, so apparently that's where it was founded, Jameson. So we played this round, and we came after it in the bar, and we're like, "Oh, we have to have Jameson."
Yeah.
I don't really like whiskey. So the two of us
Guess
like,
what?
"Whoa."
You tolerate it that day.
Totally. But it was great actually. So we played Royal Dublin, private course. They play the Irish Open up there, right?
Oh, cool.
And it's amazing, and it's prim and proper, shirts tucked in, hats off, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then we go up and we eat, and he says, "Hey, I'm gonna try to get you out a little bit early. It's just 2 of you, and these courses are empty." So I'm just kind of walking around, just taking it all in. All of a sudden, I see the guy waving at us. He says, "Hey, I'm gonna get you out right now." And I run up, and there's probably 12 guys just sitting there waiting, and I'm like, "Oh."
They're all gonna watch me. I know.
And so my
Jeez.
buddy
Is that
Chris-
obviously it's a TravisMathew thing, right? And
No, it's just I don't even know who they were. They're like 12 Danish guys. I don't know who they were. So, but just a buddy and I were just on vacation essentially.
Oh, no
And of
way.
course, he steps up and just puts it right down the middle. And then I'm like, "Okay, I'm not bringing a wood out.
Please
I'm
don't
gonna bring
whip
out
it.
an
Please
iron."
don't whip it.
So I put it down and I set up and I'm doing the whole thing. And then I realize I don't have my golf glove on. It's in my back pocket. So the whole time I'm going, do I reach back, put my glove on?
Admit to them that I've
Admit to you-
forgotten to do part of my process.
So we're all on the same
Yeah,
page, right?
yeah.
And then I said,
Or do I accidentally let this thing slip and it goes 50 yards down
I'm
the
like-
fairway?
And the
Yeah.
whole time I'm thinking, well, I'm just going to go for it. And
Yeah.
I, boom, hit that. It was probably the best I ever
All
did.
right.
Forehand, went right down
Never
the
played with a golf
I
glove
was
again.
just gonna say,
And I was
never
like,
wore
see you
gloves
guys.
since.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, thank God, because that could have gone so
Yeah.
bad in so many ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw a social clip this week. It was some pro-am and it was Ja Rule, the rapper. Did you see it?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it went like from me to Peter right there, straight into a crowd of people.
So we take 40 people to St. Andrews every year. It's
Yeah.
our ambassador summit. This past year, I brought a good friend of mine, Tiba Jefferson. So Tiba,
Mm-hmm.
I said, into golf, I said, hey, we're going to go do this. He's great. And whoever started it, they moved the tee box so that the RNA is right behind you. Beautiful photo of the whole thing, right? So we're all lined up. I'm probably 30 yards from him, maybe 40. And filming, we're all filming. He tees off it comes like if I stuck my hand out, it would hit my hand. It comes straight at me, and all of a sudden you hear everybody go whoa like that. And what's even better is it continues.
How about a 4?
Oh, it wasn't.
There wasn't enough time. I mean, it's like right after it comes off the club.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it rides, and they have this like metal. They have a fence with a metal bar. Hits right into the metal bar. You hear ping.
Yeah.
And Austin Reaves is standing there, and he just freezes. And we're like, oh my God, it was great. And I said it's the best video from that whole trip. So
it's like Baba Booey throwing out the first pitch, and it ends up in the
Yeah.
dugout.
Well, all I know is like the next one, I was down, and he hit it right down the middle. And I went up to him, I said, dude, you almost killed me. He goes, did you get the second one? I said, no. He goes, you have no faith. And I was like, I was behind a rock. Fool me once.
Yeah, fool me once.
Yeah, no way. It was great.
Yeah.
Before you jump on, did you hear Ja Rule is performing at Phoenix Open? So should I give those guys a heads up to not give him a club?
Yeah, probably don't give him a club.
Yeah.
Or if you do, stand on the correct side, which is behind him. Yeah.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, they get some big names out there.
Yeah,
for
Ja
that thing,
Rule,
huh?
Ludacris, and Nelly
All right.
our Friday night.
Not that those segue perfectly, but you guys, TravisMathew has entered into recent collaboration with Band Space, right? And that's something that I feel like is not very common for a golf brand to kind of go and do a collection with a band. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that and like what you're hoping to see about that and what the findings have been so far?
Well, yeah, absolutely. You know, our target market, well, obviously we have a lot of information on them, and music is obviously huge for all of us, right?
Yeah.
And so we just
The band is
Avenged Sevenfold.
Avenged Sevenfold.
So we
Not your typical band that you would think that would align with golf.
What
that's
would
for
the
sure.
typical band be though? I guess I don't know what that. Yeah, like.
I don't know, Ben. That's it's fine. We can define what it is because there is no definition,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
But this one made sense. They're from Huntington Beach. They love golf. They're really into it. They went on tours, kicked off in Chicago, so they had a little space broken out where they had simulators. They had our stuff, and then they were a System of a Down. They went back to back nights. So on paper, you're like, this is a strange one, right?
Yeah.
But they were great. Atiba shot it for us, and next thing you know, it's like
cool.
the second best post we have ever had as a company. And then we do a lot with country music, so we have a lot of country fans in our group. And so Dylan Gossett is this up and coming. I guess you can call him up and coming. He's probably here, but he's out of Austin, Texas. So we signed him, and then we signed Alana Springsteen out of Nashville. We went and did a little thing around Stagecoach last year, and brought our ice cream truck out. We have a store out on El Paseo, and so brought it all together. And so it's just really kind of, again, stepping outside of the box.
Is it still more like sport influenced with maybe patterns and stuff that align with that demographic, or how does that from an apparel and personality standpoint align?
So not a lot of pattern, a lot of actually not a lot of branding. Our product, we don't have a ton of branding, right?
Yeah.
And actually we sell more lifestyle, what we would consider lifestyle, than we do golf. People just know us as golf. And so in that sense, it was a lot of activewear for Alana and some heavy fleece pieces. And then with Dylan, a lot of t-shirts, hats, again, fleece and things
Just
like that.
a lot of cool basics that
Very-
are just like everyday wearable
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
exactly. So they're just, and again, we open it up, we bring them in and show them all the walls and say, this is everything we have. Month by month, you tell us what you like. And
Yeah.
so we never try to force anything on them. Otherwise, they're going to be uncomfortable. They're not going to want to wear it. So they're like, I like this, I like that. Can I make it in red? Can you make this in green? Things like that.
Cool.
Yeah,
So-
works out well.
So what is 2026 going to bring for TM that you're excited about, and we can and what can we talk about? I guess, are there any big initiatives, any big rollouts, any big partnerships or collaborations that you're really pumped about?
Yeah, I mean, we have some great partnerships coming out. Some I can tell you, some I can't.
Yeah.
For instance, this year we launched a shoe with Guinness.
Oh, yeah.
Guinness was founded in
yeah.
1759, so we made 1,759 pairs, and it looked like a pint, if
Yeah.
you will,
Yeah.
brown and golds. And so we sold that out in 2 days, and it was great. We're coming back with a larger collaboration across apparel that we'll see early in the year. So that'll be a good one. Alana has a signature collection coming out, and later in the year that will be good for us. Reggie Bush has a couple drops, so we have some of those. We have a couple collaborations coming up that obviously we would rather not talk about quite yet, but very excited about.
More in the music space or any
No,
other verticals
fashion.
in fashion?
Definitely
Also?
a well-known fashion brand, which we like.
Cool.
We have licenses with colleges as well as baseball. So we'll have our spring training drop come out, and then college.
And when is the Liquid Death collab coming out?
I know everybody's on that one, right? Yeah. No Liquid Death this year, but no, we're just excited to continue to make great content to really kind of showcase who our ambassadors are, bring our partnerships together. We'll be going back to St. Andrews in July and doing another ambassador summit, so we're excited for that.
Yeah. Is that course as beautiful in person as it looks and everything, or?
It's definitely, you just sit there and you just need a minute, right?
Yeah.
Like when
So
you
good.
can't really
Like
talk when you
to
first
respect
see
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's very flat when you first
Yeah.
start out, and you're like, oh, is this a golf course? And then you're like, it's the golf course.
Yeah.
It is, and it just is so well. And I have not played it. I brought all these people, but I haven't played it.
Yeah.
And but I love the starter. He's like, welcome to the home of golf, and I'm like, it's pretty
Kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
and then the town is just amazing. So it's just
It's a cool, quaint town, right?
it is Disneyland for golfers. So one time, my buddy and I were walking. It was early in the morning. Grab a coffee, and there's just two dudes there. They're like, "Hey, you guys golfing today?" And we're like, "Well, yeah. Which color?" And go right into it. They were so excited. They were like, "Which course are you playing?" Yeah, the weather's gonna be great. Da, da, da. I'm just like, "This is Disneyland for golf." So yeah, it's one of my favorite towns for sure.
Have you found since now that you work for this brand and you have, I remember we were talking about it. They've got like proper, like you can go get fit for clubs down at the Callaway.
Yeah.
What did they call that? ECPC. So they go down, you sit with someone that's a specialist in this, and they have you hit certain things, and they take measurements, and they do all that. So you've been fit for this. You've got like proper clubs now. Are there courses that you really want to play now? Are there things that stand out as like, I really want to play Bandon, I want to go to Oregon? I like, what are they for you?
Yeah, that's good. I played Bandon.
Yeah.
I played Bandon in its like second year, and with terrible clubs. No proper training, right? So I'd love to go back. I mean, places like that, you just want to go year over year. I would love to go back to Scotland and play a few of those courses. I was able to play the Eden course at St. Andrews, which was great. So for me, I just want to go. I love the desert courses out in Arizona. So those are awesome. But it's not necessarily like one that I'm like, I have to play that one. Because I know where my skill level is.
Yeah.
Like I'm out there just to have a good time. I would just like to find, places to play with good people and just kind of as much as possible. That's the thing.
It's got such a good social aspect to it. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it really is. It's a great walk together and a long time together. And I play with my boys and say, I need to get you guys up and playing, because once you got them, you got them trapped.
It's one of those things that you can do forever, right? Like it's one of those sports like, we talk about like football or something. You're like, you got a limited lifespan. You're not a 60-year-old dude that's getting out and being competitive playing football. But, I grew up golfing with my dad and my grandpa. And I remember golfing. Yeah. My grandpa was 90 years old or close to it, and he could still go out. And it wasn't that he was the most flexible. He had terrible vision. I was with him once and he got a hole in one. He couldn't even see that he got a hole in one. It was my cousin and I. And it was this long downhill. It was at a public course in Seattle called Jackson Park. And long downhill thing, and you barely had to you could chip it and let it roll down if you needed to, and that's kind of what he was able to do at that time. But it was so cool that you can do this. You'll be able to do this with your grandkids one day. And
I hope. Yeah.
Like that's such a cool.
I'm playing with my dad tomorrow.
Yeah, so
he's
cool.
Came out and he's 81 and
Yep.
We're gonna go out and play and just talk the whole time.
Yeah.
And you kind of forget about everything around you, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, we're just gonna go do this, and you hit a terrible shot and you laugh and you're like, all right, drop a ball, let's do it again.
I think the seniors clubs and stuff help that as you get older, it lets you feel like you can still, like you're still competitive as well. Like it's not like you have to be the 30-year-old crushing a swing.
Yeah.
Like that your accuracy can get a little bit more loose. Like that. The same thing, my father-in-law has his vision isn't what it used to be. He got a set of senior clubs and now he's back into it again. He loves to go play with everybody.
Yeah. And being social and at any age, but as you get older is so important, and so if this is an opportunity for people to get together and spend time together, then great. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, we have a relationship with a pretty renowned course here called San Juan Hills, and we would be honored to go play around.
I might play next week. A buddy of mine actually at work, he was like, let's go play San Juan because you can just walk right on. I'm like,
dude,
let's go.
Come on the 30th. I got a golf tournament on the 30th. If you want to come, it's called.
It's in its 30. I never got my
32nd year. I inherited a golf tournament that has been in operation now for at that point it had been 30 years. Last year was my first year as the commissioner, the sole commissioner.
Nice.
But I got my second one, which is now, it's called the Hood Golf Tournament. It's in its 32nd year. It's pretty cool. Like there's a trophy every year. The trophy gets the names of the winners on it. It's a best ball tournament. You're welcome to come if you'd like.
I'm in.
The 30th. It's early. We go out. We tee off at 8. You know, best ball thing.
I was up at 5 o'clock this morning, so I think I'm all right.
What is so? I thought it was just me. My natural clock now. I wake up so early.
I woke up and I said, okay, I'm ready to get going. I looked over and I'm like, it's 5 a.m.
Yeah.
It was literally 5:00, and I thought, oh, I guess this
Yeah.
is what we're doing now.
But I woke up because I play pickleball like most mornings, and I go before the house really wakes up.
Yeah.
That's kind of like my time.
Yeah.
Right now with the light, you can't play till 6:30 because we play at an outdoor court. But yeah, I find myself like naturally waking up early to get in like my little moment there, which
what
is
I need
great.
to do is get up and play 9 and then go to work.
Yeah.
Make it actually work for myself, because every now and then I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll have coffee, I'll
Yeah.
sit down, I watch ESPN, because I know it's like,
Yeah.
it's
Time to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to get better at that myself.
Yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to chat about, and we've alluded to it a little bit with your professional life, but I think that one of the things I aspire to so much with you and your family is that you guys are so, and you've got 2 boys, one in college and one has graduated college and is working, but you guys have, you're so deliberate about creating these experiences with your family. And that's something that me, raising 3 little girls, aspires to, and I look up to you for that. And what I mean by that is that, like, for last year, for example, you guys did Greece, right?
Yep. Greece and Croatia.
But I think there's so many of those moments, and your boys, like, they didn't even go to school around here, and you're so good about going and finding opportunities to create those experiences and those moments with them. And I'd like to just touch a little bit. We've talked about how amazing Christian Scott as the TravisMathew director of sports marketing guy is, but I want to talk a little bit about how amazing Christian Scott the dad is, and just a little bit about like what has motivated that and what types of experiences, or now your kids are in college, but they still want to come home and they still want to do those things with you, and I don't think that that's necessarily always the case. Yeah. What was the driving force for you and your wife to do that? And what have the byproducts been from having invested in that now for so long?
Well, first off, thank you. That is one of the kindest things anybody's ever said to me, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
I think for me, a lot of people say, family's important,
Yep.
or, a balance of life is important, but not a lot of people actually take the time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I see and I hang out or hear all these guys and like, oh, I wish I would have done this, I wish I would have done that. And as I was growing up, I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the one that says, I wish I would have done this or that. And,
Yeah.
as you're going up and you're going through this industry, of course, you get recruited. Hey, you can come here. We're going to move here. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm good. Or when I was at Nike 10 years. The last time we lived in Orange County. We went to Orange County, then we went back. And I was like, I have 9 nieces and nephews. They're all in Southern California. We're the only ones up here. Like, I'd rather just quit and just go down. I actually quit, didn't even have a job. And they were like, well, can you stay on for, a month to help us? I'm like, sure, I don't have a job.
Yeah.
But I just want all our family to be together.
Yep.
And luckily it worked out. It was great. That's when I ended up going to the skateboard company, Soul Tech.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's just always so important. Just because that's the longevity of it. What are we working for, right? Yeah, it's good. And as I told you, I love doing it. But at the end of the day, we're working for our families and to be that person. And I always thought I want to be I want my kids to look at me and say, okay, I'm proud of my dad. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's just always been sort of a driving thing for me. And then they're just good people.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. I said, Jake and Luke come home and we have conversation. I'm like, man, you guys are actually good people and better than me, which is good. So now I strive to be more.
It means
like
you did a good job.
Yeah.
I did. And
Yeah. You want to raise kids that,
and
that
my wife obviously is carrying that load for sure, but it's just so important. And I think I learned a lot of that at Nike too. Like I see these guys and, they're VP here, they're the this, that. And I'm just like, yeah, but are we really happy? Is this what we want to do? And
Were you present too? It's kind of like,
are you present? There were days, Oakley days too, right?
Yeah.
Come back after a long day. I remember coming, my eyes are just blurry and he's standing there with a glove and a ball. Can we play catch? And I'm like, yep. Let's do it,
Yeah.
So no regrets for sure,
Yeah.
and I didn't miss many games. I didn't miss many plays.
Yeah.
I was happy about that. And it's worked out.
Yeah.
I'm happy where I'm at now. I'm happy with my family. As you said, Jake's coming home tomorrow and he can't wait to get home. And I'm like, okay, that's rad. I love that. So I'm proud of it, and I appreciate you saying that.
Now that you're in this new phase where they're not under your roof on a day to day, what does it feel like when they do come home?
It's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird. I mean, even when right before they were leaving, you're like, I have 2 men in my house right now.
Yeah,
right? It's just really strange.
Yeah.
Right? But when they come back and they talk about life, it's still kind of funny. Makes me giggle. He's like, so how do I do this? And I'm like, okay, you have never had to do that before. Have you? But
Are they following in your footsteps? Do they know like what they want to do?
One is and one isn't. So my oldest one is a finance kid. He was working for JP Morgan. So he starts talking about things and starts getting into detail. And I'm like, I have no idea what to do. And I'm like, yeah. Then my younger one, he wants to get more into sports marketing. He's at USC and he's working through their athletic department. He practices with the women's team. So he's just in and around sports the whole time. And
cool.
I told him, hey, go do your sports thing, but go network and hustle. At a certain point, if you out hustle the next guy, it's gonna bode well for you. Yeah. So that's what he's trying to do.
And now's the time in their life that they need to grind it out.
And he's in a great place, right? If you're going to get into sports marketing, I don't know of a better school in Southern California than USC, right? They're kind of the epitome of that. So take advantage of it, do that, and like I said, go make friends, right? Everybody you're with is going to go do something great. So go make friends, and you are too. But just making sure that everybody sort of sees that and works together.
If you could give advice to your younger self when you were kind of coming up with these core ideologies for your family, is there anything that you would have changed, and is there anything you would do different?
For my family, no. I think what my wife's the one that actually grounded me. She's the one that's just has a great head on her shoulders. She's the one that has an amazing heart, and it's really, we've been together for 30 years. So she's the one that really helped.
Congratulations,
me.
that's big.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so for me, I've learned a ton from her on that piece of it. From a work standpoint, it's always do what you say you're going to do, kind of stick to it. And there was one job I took, and I was only there 6 months. I'm like, oh, this is not gonna work,
not the right thing.
Yeah, and I said to everybody, I go, this is like my second master's degree. It reminded me of stay true to yourself, stay true to what you believe in. Yeah, maybe you take a chance because you thought it was going to be, but you knew in your heart it really wasn't right. And so it was good learning, and it wasn't painful because it was a short period of time. But for that, I would say that was probably the only thing. But family-wise, no, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So far.
Well, you got a good one, man, and I'm really proud of you, and I'm honored to get to see it from the outside and call you a friend, and hopefully we can continue to get coffees together and talk about all this.
I'll call
stuff.
you a friend too, if that's okay.
Well, all right. Dude, it's been, I was like thinking of the times you and I were back in Oakley, and just how long it's been and how good it's been.
It's been a couple years.
I would say the one thing with Oakley is there's some incredible people there.
Yeah.
And so meeting you has been amazing. Staying with you. I love coming here, grabbing coffee, doing our walks, the whole thing. So you got to join us.
Yeah,
sure.
Plenty of room on the sidewalk for you.
I'm gonna try and figure out this golf thing once the camera turns off.
Well, I'm gonna try to figure it out too.
Evan's gonna be like, "Sorry, it's full."
He just wants everything, no evidence.
Christian, do you want to come play? Oh, Tib, it's full.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
I get that.
Well, thanks for coming on with us today.
Thanks
for giving us some time. It was great to chat with you, and I love you even more now that after chatting with you than I did before. So it was great, man.
Appreciate you guys so much, and
likewise.
I'm happy for y'all. You guys are crushing it.
Thanks, man. Tina, he said he spent all night filling out the questionnaire. And you didn't even forward it to us.
He said he forgot to hit save though.
He forgot to hit save. Yeah.
I did. So in fairness, I did open it, and I had to request access.
It's all good. Christian and I go back a little bit.
Long time.
Yeah, what years would we have worked at Oakley together? Because I was there till 2012. I feel like
the big one when they let go of everybody. I left the December right before that happened.
That was probably 2011-ish.
Yeah. Were you there when I was there and I just didn't know you?
Probably.
Which is strange because he's really hard to miss,
Right. Like you see the giraffe and there's like the mountaintop and you see the giraffe's head kind of going.
Christian over the cubicles at Oakley.